I think Trippie Redd's Pegasus is going to flop. This is not a video bashing on Trippie Redd, because this has nothing to do with the quality of music. It could be a fantastic album, but I still think it's going to flop. And I have a couple reasons as to why I think this is going to be the case. Without wasting any time, the number one thing that I think is going to impact Trippie Redd's sales the most is definitely going to be the fact that bundles, merch bundles, are no longer allowed. Trippie Redd sold 104 album equivalent units in his first week with A Love Letter to You 4, but only 14,000 were pure album sales. He came out with a ton of merch bundles, like a lot. Vinyls, clothes, and I'm pretty sure that's where the majority of his sales came from. For those that aren't aware, Billboard is the company that ranks albums based on how they sell in their first week, and they used to count bundled sales, merch sales. So what that is basically a fan will buy merch, and attached to the sale of that merch is a digital copy. Most of the time you never even see it. Like they apparently email it to you, but I've never actually got the digital copy. Either way, they say that they're giving away a digital copy with the album. And this is how a lot of even mainstream and not so mainstream artists get a ton of sales in their first week. Travis Scott is one of the artists that is most known for doing this with Astroworld when he beat out Nicki Minaj in their first week battle. It's because Travis had way more merch sales, also because he had a better album. Let's just be real. But also his merch sales boosted his first week sales so high. Billboard attempted to attack this problem by forcing artists to, when they release merch that goes with their album, that they have to release two versions of the merch. One without the album attached to it, and one with the album attached to it, and there had to have been a noticeable price difference between the merch with the album and the merch without the album. So they would typically have to sell the merch with the album for more for it to count in Billboard's eyes. And now, Billboard no longer accepts bundles at all, like 0%. It is strictly the music that counts. I think that's why Pegasus will not sell that well first week. But that's not the only reason why I think this album isn't going to sell well. Once again, I want to reiterate that this is not about the music. I think the music is going to be good. I think it's going to be great, or fine, or whatever it's going to be. Maybe it sucks, but nobody's heard it yet. Or at least not from when I'm recording. Or at least that's what you think, right? The whole album has actually been leaked online. The whole thing. Start to finish. It's like over 20 tracks. The whole thing. All the features, everything. All of the diehard Trippie Redd fans already have the album. And they've been listening to it for probably a month now. Most of the replayability from artists like Trippie Redd and other artists his size is from the core demographic, the core fan base. And when the core fan base has already heard the whole album for a month, the replayability is gone. Yes, the mainstream and the general public hasn't heard it yet, but they typically only give a fuck about the one song that's a hit. They don't really care about the rest of the album. So those are the two big main reasons why I think it's going to flop. Because the core fan base has already heard it, and merch bundles are no longer allowed. Those are two big things that I think are really going to impact the first week sales. And then we look at this album rollout. I think the first single he released for this album was Excitement with Party Next Door, and it flopped really hard when it first released. The only reason it's doing well right now is because TikTok picked it up. He released Dreamer, but I think that's a song for his rock album, so I don't think that actually counts on Pegasus. Then he released probably the most questionable track, and that is I Got You with Busta Rhymes. I have to say, in my personal opinion, this song sucks dick. Busta and Trippie Redd don't complement each other at all. Like 0%. It's just terrible in my opinion. And that song has remained a flop, which I am so shocked that he would use that as a single leading up to his album. And then the most recent release, which is Sleepy Hollow. And Sleepy Hollow is actually not a bad song, and it's not doing too bad either. I think it's got almost 10 million streams on Spotify, and it's the most recent single that he's put out. Overall, I feel like there's not that much hype for this album because I feel like he's killed many opportunities that he should have released the album. My personal guess is it's gonna sell around 30 to 45K. That's my personal guess. And if it's less than that, then that's kind of sad. But if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below if there's anything I didn't cover or I missed. Let me know if you're excited to hear Trippie Redd's new album, because I'm kind of excited. Me personally, I'm more excited for the rock album, because Dreamer is a really nice taste. It's a good song. Dreamer's a good song. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. It's been Dylan, and I will see you in the next video.
There's blood on the ball on my nightstand. It's nights just like this that I can't stand. And I don't got no one by my side, by my side.